Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Watch Darius TV. First, I want to start off by saying Happy Labor Day to everybody if you celebrate that. And I just want to say I'm back with another review. This one is of City on the Hill, Season 3, Episode 5, Take Me Home. If you like this video, you already know, like, comment, subscribe, and share the video if you're a fan of City on the Hill. And let's start with this review, okay? So basically, this episode starts with Chris. He goes to jail basically, and he ends up. Tony has info on who killed officers Andrew and Dunley. Chris is a prime suspect on the Dunley murder, so basically he's kind of involved in what's going on here. Let's see. Chris is he basically ends up wanting to make a deal with Tony, basically, and of course he doesn't want to make any type of deals with this cop that basically is a killer. So he's not trying to do all that. So they have to really spend the episode trying to figure out what to do with this whole murder investigation. Father Doyle convinces Jenny's dad to drop the lawsuit only if she apologizes. Jackie ends up having a scene where he argues with Father Doyle, and he basically throws some old school gay slurs at him, which really shows what time period this show takes place in. But yeah, he ends up throwing some insults his way, and of course, Father Doyle throws some back at him. Louis convinces, and now I finally was able to understand how to pronounce Siobhan's name. One of my users, one of the new subscribers, was able to pronounce the name for me. Thank you for that, by the way. Her name is Siobhan. She was able to find, Louis was finally able to convince Siobhan to talk to the therapist about her attack that she had last season. So she's basically sort of considering it because she definitely needs to take some therapy, having all types of issues going on after being shot. Jackie also ends up bullying Doyle some more in this episode. He ends up trying to drive him off the street and stuff like that, and he falls off his bike. Plus, I find it weird. This episode ends up having snow on the ground. When the previous episodes they didn't have any. It just seemed like it just started snowing out of nowhere in this episode. So that was pretty weird, seeing snow on the ground. I don't remember seeing any snow anywhere in the past few episodes, but that was interesting. But anyway, it's just a side note I noticed. Now, there's another character I can't pronounce her name, so I'm just gonna pronounce it however way. If anybody can pronounce her name, Sinclair's wife commented on this video. Please tell me how to pronounce her name. Latia, I think it's how it is. She confronts Jackie for basically going cop mode and investigating Sinclair. Through asking people about him and stuff like that. Sinclair is basically strangely fine with Jackie and Latia basically hooking up. Basically, using his wife as distraction. So Sinclair can go around and, drug women and crap like that. So, yeah, that's how they got going on. Jackie has, Sinclair has Jackie pay Bet off. I hope I'm pronouncing her name too. I think her name was Bet. I don't know. I guess it was Bet. Sinclair has Jackie pay her off, and Jackie completely knows that he feels completely uncomfortable with it. Even though Jackie's corrupt himself, he's not as corrupt as Sinclair, so he feels so uncomfortable working for this man. But he's not trying to get too deep with him. So Jenny sees Latia on a magazine, so basically she's starting to be more of a better idea of who her husband is possibly messing around with. He's messing around with a celebrity basically, so she's kind of maybe intimidated by that. Bet tells Jackie basically Sinclair is a liar, and Jackie looks like he's feeling more guilt over working under this man. He just knows that he's gonna have to end up turning this man in eventually. He can't just keep turning a blind eye to what he's doing. Then there's a scene. I don't know what this woman's name was. This character, I did not get her name. Some of these characters they go by first name. Sometimes they go by their last name. Sometimes they'll bring a character back after being gone for several episodes. So some of the characters in this show, I don't even know their names. But there was this widow woman. She has a scene where she talks with Chris in a park, and basically she suggests he sleep with her. That was a bit much. That was even though he just broke up with his wife, it was that was kind of a shock. She just threw that out there, So yeah, that was that scene. I don't know much to say about that, but yeah. Jackie now wants to find any college women that had any type of past problems with Sinclair. By help, he ends up getting help from Milani. After basically some witty dialogue. I love Jackie. He's one of the most favorite characters on the show. His dialogue on the show is just impeccable. I love his dialogue. But he ends up getting help from Milani to find more info on these college girls that Sinclair has been messing around with. So yeah, he's definitely working, to really bring down his current boss. The woman from the Mendoza family basically she seemed like she's starting to lose faith in Siobhan, and the whole thing is just not really working out well. So she's starting to lose faith in her, and you can tell Siobhan is starting to just really get more stressed out over this whole case. She really wants to help the Mendoza family out, but things are just not really working. The mob is making it difficult for her, and we're gonna get more into Siobhan later on. Even when she ends up getting a massage, that doesn't still help with her actual trauma she's going through. She tries to get a chiropractor to help her out. That doesn't work. So she definitely really needs to work on this trauma because this nothing is helping her out. So Jackie thinks Jenny would confront the Drayden's family. Basically, he doesn't want his wife to get involved with them. But instead, she ends up giving him his badge that she found at the bottom of the lake. So, but basically, he doesn't want his wife to get involved with these people. He knows that they're probably dangerous. So, it makes things really weird for him. DeCourcy and Chris basically tell Gary that he's going to jail. They go to his house while he's ironing and basically tell him that, what they got on him, he's going to end up going to jail if he doesn't cooperate. So, that's how that scene is. I love the dialogue in that scene also. Milani gives Jackie info on Sinclair about his basically sexual assaults. So basically, Milani is helping Jackie out and stuff like that to find some way to pinch Sinclair. So Milani is really coming in handy this season. Jenny's question on her assault from Dad by lawyer and tries to get her to find out. Okay, Jenny is questioned on by from lawyer. She has a conversation with her lawyer about certain issues she may have had with her dad, some abuse going on, and basically tries to get her to get any information she can give about her dad so they can use in court. And she definitely doesn't feel comfortable with that. So that's how that scene is. She really doesn't seem to want to, call her dad out by any means, to help her out with what's going on. Jenny gets in contact with Latia, and nothing happens. Basically, she just sort of says that, she got the wrong number and that was it. But she finally hears her voice, and she's getting closer to, you know, I don't know that scene was. I thought she may have would have cursed her out or something, but nothing really happened. So that was really weird. So, I don't have much to say about that. She just, Latia called, Jenny picked up the phone, and nothing really happened there. So okay. Anyway, so Jackie uses his you know, powerless badge basically. His badge is completely useless. He can only use it to pretend like he's a cop. And use it to question one woman on Sinclair. She doesn't, it doesn't work out nothing like that at the library. So basically, Jack has to really work hard to find somebody that can help him pull down Sinclair. But the one girl at the library definitely didn't help out. Saban talks to Timmy O'Brien, the guy from the previous episode, and his wife about the Mendoza accident. She wants him to help them in the case, and he seemed like he was reluctant to do it because of the mob basically are going to, put a stronghold on him, but his wife ends up pushing him to do it. My theory is most likely the mob might possibly try to kill Tim or something like that. It's going to be some type of backlash because we can tell that this mob is really making things difficult for her and her family. So this whole Mendoza family. So yeah, there's going to be something going on there. Eventually, Gary goes to the cops and he goes to the police station and he tells DeCourcy that him and Randy were selling drugs for dealers. Suffering, Andrews, and Dunley try to cut them out of the drug dealing. Randy ends up killing Andrews and pins the murder on the young black guy Whitaker. And Randy also ends up killing Dunley. Suffering's prison time basically saves him from getting killed also because when he was getting in jail, he was going to die, but he ends up getting put in jail, so that stops Randy from killing him. So Gary puts it all out there and, tells what's going on. So, you know, Whitaker is finally released from prison. Plunkin, I think that's his name, how you pronounce it. He snitches on Suffering, so of course he says that he may be in jail longer, and this whole investigation is finally over with. So, congratulations. I don't know much to say about that, but that was good. I guess. Doyle ends up kissing Jenny, which basically shocks her. I guess Doyle is bisexual, so yeah, that was kind of a shock. He really is putting himself at risk, constantly messing around with Jackie's wife. Is probably not going to end well for Doyle. So if you want to keep playing this game, he can go ahead and do it. But I think something might happen to him possibly. But Chris struggles with single fatherhood. He just doesn't, he feels completely lost without his wife because his wife took care of most stuff. So now he's feeling weird being a single father. Of course, he basically says that he needs to get laid. Tells me to go out and do some dating. And he's definitely going to. And then I thought that he was going to basically hook up with the widow from earlier in this episode, but he ends up having some other choices. We're going to get into that later. Louis tells DeCourcy that Siobhan needs some therapy, so now he's going to DeCourcy about it, and even he agrees with it too. So basically, he's trying to help his sister-in-law out. So yeah, Jenny tells Jackie that she doesn't want to tell abuse. Jenny tells Jackie that basically she doesn't want to tell Lori about the abuse that she got from her dad, and she feels he will find some way to keep coming after her, basically. So they end up getting into an argument about this whole situation. So she just really doesn't know what to do between a rock and a hard place. Jenny want to figure out what she wants to do with her dad. Jackie meets an old friend named Red, and that he ends up getting some drugs from, and tells him that he works for a crook, and tells him his whole storyline this season about how he's working for a crook to help his family out to have a better life, and they have a really cool line. One of the coolest lines, a bar from this episode, that Red says is choosing to stop Lex Luthor makes you a hero. So I like that whole scene that he has. Kind of ironic because of course Kevin Bacon. He was in an X-Men movie. X-Men First Class where he played a villain. Even though that's Marvel, but I like that whole. You know, I just had to throw that in there. I'm a huge nerd. Hold on. Okay, my video isn't cutting out yet. Okay. So anyway, Red is like a dealer. Like I said, he's surprising. He supplies Jackie with some drugs and stuff like that. And Jackie has a scene where he goes into the bathroom and he has some of that nose candy, but he has his badge. And he tries to figure out which one does he want to really choose. I guess he chooses both. He just decides to put some of that nose candy on his badge and does his stuff. So, Jackie basically is, I think he's a mixture of both. He's still going to be reckless as much as he wants to, but he's still going to use his badge to the best of his abilities to bring down Sinclair. So he's finally becoming more of a hero, I guess, in this season, not just really crooked. But he's always had some hero in him, but he just doesn't want to admit it. He's like an anti hero, I guess, Jackie. Jackie takes case of Sinclair. Jackie ends up going. He takes the case about Sinclair to the Corsi and says that, hey, I need some help taking down, Sinclair. And he tells him everything. Jackie finally asks the Corsi for help, in taking down Sinclair, but he completely gets shut down. But we can tell the Corsi does think about it though. He really knows, like, yeah, I might have to work with you on taking care of Sinclair. I already got help from you, so now I'm gonna have to help you out. And so definitely you can tell they're gonna be working together again somewhere before the end of this season to take down Sinclair. Uh, Let me see. Cassandra tells the world that Saban is just basically crazy, and should go back. She just back out of this case, and she wants to. So Savon decides that she wants to handle this case alone. This whole Mendoza case, she got a lot going on with this trauma and stuff like that, and everything is just falling apart. And this woman gets on TV and calls her crazy. So now Saban is basically going to turn into a one-woman army and fights for the Mendoza case while also, of course, dealing with her own past issues and trauma. So definitely, I like the way how Saban is going this season. She's really becoming a hero. Also, she's really working hard. And then we end up seeing that Chris decides to hook up with a hooker. So he does that, and yeah, so that's all we can say there. Saban gets confronted by this woman named Michaela Freedom about her friend's accident that they had back in '87. Saban, now has a new headache going on. She has to do with this Mendoza case, the trauma that she went through from being shot, and then also this case coming up with the car accident that her and her friend had. So it's just a complete triple threat going on in this season for her. But she's going to find some way to make it through, I believe. Oh, also, she's done with the mob, too. Wow, they really throwing a lot at Saban. DeCourcy teaches Saban how to shoot because she's definitely gonna need that if she's dealing with all these different people. And it's kind of triggering for her, no pun intended. But she definitely realizes that she needs to get some therapy to really sort some stuff out. So I'm happy for Saban. She gotta really get her stuff together to deal with all these different things going on. Then the episode ends with DeCourcy decides he wants to work with Jackie, but he does warn Jackie that, hey, I'm going to be the nail in your coffin if you do try to screw me over again. So now these two are back working together. This episode was really good. I liked it. A whole lot of witty dialogue as always. You know, dialogue is perfect on this show. I love it. Now they're finally working together to take down Sinclair, but I definitely know it's not going to be easy. Chris, I still get a feeling that Chris is going to die in this season. After everything he's going through with these crooked cops, I feel like he might die. I think Saban is going to really win. But in an odd way, I feel like Saban might die also in the season. I really think so. Jackie and Sinclair are going to work together. But then again, I don't know how in the world is Jackie going to really do it because he's not a cop no more. So I don't know how that's going to really work. I guess they're going to maybe rehire him, but I don't know. That's another one. If you guys ever think of how you think the season's going to end or what's going to happen next episode, comment down below. As we can see in the previews, also we saw somebody shot at Jackie, so maybe Sinclair's people coming for him. Yeah. So I can't think of any more theories I have. Yeah, this episode is really good. The season's getting better and better. Each episode is more coherent, and yeah, this was a really good episode. If you have any theories or you think what's going to happen in the next episode, please comment below. If you're a fan of City on the Hill, like, comment, subscribe, share this video, and thank you for watching my video. Fans of City on the Hill,